All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening, everybody. This is Angie Warrington, and Blake's not going to be with us tonight. He's going to check up on me later. But I want to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and hang out with us and talk a little bit about our business. I'm excited about our special guest coach speaker tonight. She's going to share some really important information around the nutrition side of our business, which is just as important in helping us be better advisors to our customers and the other coaches on our team. But what I wanted to do tonight, if I may, I just wanted to touch a little bit on the mindset that Eric Worre left us with last week. I'm in a time warp here. I did plyo twice in a week. I don't know what I was thinking. So anyway, my brain's a little foggy. But I really wanted to talk a little bit about mindset from last week with Eric. It's so important that we kind of stay on that track, because what did he say at the end of the call? The person who talks to the most people wins at the end of the year, going into the new year. And I just wanted to kind of ask everybody to maybe write down a couple of questions that I have. And to be honest with you, I went back through Eric's free download that he sent to us, and so I got some of these ideas from CD number 3, Do You Have a Seven-Figure Fast Start Game Plan? If you've got this download, I highly recommend you guys go through it and share it with your team. Really good, solid training. But what I wanted to talk to you about tonight was, your reasons for succeeding and the things you need to focus on. And so my questions to you are, and just to look into your heart, what is it that you want out of your Team Beachbody business? And that's what kind of income, how many customers, how many challenge packs a week or a month. And I was kind of thinking about this today while I was hanging out with Tony Horton again, doing plyo, and he was talking about setting goals, and he's talking your fitness goals. And everybody who are coaches are so fine-tuned to their fitness goals and their 90-day goals with P90X. What Eric was trying to get everybody on last week's call to think about was take that same 90-day mindset and put it in your business. Take it from your fitness that you're passionate about and that you've gotten so good at. Take that same drive and that same ambition and that same focus and put it towards your business. So what I want you to write down is, what do you want out of the business? What do you want from your Team Beachbody business? That's question 1. The other question, what are you willing to give up to get it? And I know that's that sacrifice word in there, and that usually sends people running for the hills. I know when I talk to customers about doing P90X or starting a new fitness program, the first thing they ask me is like, oh my gosh, do I have to give up pizza and wine? And that's almost like a game changer for them. Like, they don't want to do it. But I'm like, okay, well, what's your goal? What are you trying to get to? Lose 20 pounds before your high school reunion, or just get better overall health and wellness? So what are you willing to do to get that? It's the same thing for our business. Like I said, you guys are all experts in the fitness part of your business. Now take that same drive and passion and put it over to your business. What are you willing to give up to get it? So Blake and I, when we first started, we gave up a lot. And it was, a little disconcerting at first, but it was necessary. It was necessary for us to pull back on some things. TV kind of went out the door. Coaching sporting teams for our children went out the door. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, by the way. You got to have balance, but you've got to be willing to do some things and maybe put some things aside for a little bit so that you can get this ball rolling. So write down, what are you willing to give up to get what you want in your business? And again, that's going to tie back into the first question. The third question is, who are you willing to associate with in that process? And that's just, who are you going to be talking to? You might have people that are in your life that are pulling you down that are like, oh, that'll never work. Just like they told you doing P90X wasn't going to change your life. And if you did P90X and you did the 90 days, it probably changed your life. So you want to associate with people that are going to lift you up and expect more of you. And so that's something you need to write down. Who are the people you want to surround yourself with to help you get better and achieve more and grasp that ring, that brass ring, go for it. And I kind of talked about this next thing with my dear friend Carla Reese and my other dear friend Michelle DeMarco. Who's our newest diamond? Woo-hoo. Just had a little of that, and so I was talking to Michelle and Carla about this other thought, and it's kind of the last question, but it's a two-part question for you guys. Are you just comfortable enough being uncomfortable not to push yourself out of your comfort zone? And I know that maybe might be a little bit of a brain teaser or brain bender, but think about what I just said. Are you just comfortable enough being uncomfortable, not to get out of your own way, not to push through the hard stuff, not to, gut it out? And Blake and I know what that feels like. Michelle knows what that feels like. So many of you know what that feels like. You got to just dig out, and you got to dig in and dig out. And so the second part of that question would be, what will it take for you to get so uncomfortable being uncomfortable that you just go for it? And these are just things, I think it's really important for you to do that. Look into your heart. Sit down and think about it, because that's what's going to help you drive your business when things get kind of tough. I mean, Lindsay Matway wrote a great article on Facebook. I can't find it now, but she talked about these similar things, about some sacrifices that you have to make, really, going for it and just kind of gutting it through some of the tough times. And the only reason I'm telling you all of this, I mean, Blake and I are very fortunate that we're working with Eric Worre, because he's really helping us get all this straight in our head, because we lived everything that we're talking about. Blake and I know where you've been. We've walked in your shoes. Maybe not be different, but lost a job, started from scratch, didn't know the company, didn't know the business, didn't know the back up, yada, yada, yada. We had to learn everything just like you. We had to make the list. We had to call the people on the list. We had to follow up on the people that we called. And then we had to repeat and do that all over again. But guess what? In a year and a half, our life changed. A year and a half of, I don't even know how the time went by so fast. So I will close with this. For those of you on our team that are on our Facebook page, I would love to hear maybe if you want to share some of your responses. What are your answers to some of these questions, or you can private message me. But I think they're important questions that only you can answer. We're here to help you build your business, and I learned this from my friend. God, my brain just checked out on her name. She said, "We will help you. You will build your business. You build your business, and we will help you." But it really comes down to your mindset, what's in your heart, and what you're willing to do. But you are surrounded by so many people that want it so badly for you, and you have a ton of support. But you kind of have to define what you want to do and what you're willing to do first. So with that, that's just what I wanted to share with you guys. I wanted to keep the Eric Worre training fresh in your mind. Check out the download. If you haven't listened to the downloaded material that he gave us, I would do it. Get plugged into his GoPro book. We have him committed to Summit 2014. We're just trying to find a room. So we got a lot of great stuff, but take the next 90 days like you did with P90X or Insanity or whatever program you're doing, and that changed your fitness life, and take the 90 days and change your business life. 90 days, could put you into 2014 like a rocket ship. So with that, everybody, I want to thank you for letting me kind of open up the call and share my heart with you a little bit, because I want you so much to have success and to get to your personal best. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to my really good friend and our brand new diamond. This girl's got stars in her eyes, and it's not about her going diamond. Now she's in her diamond mine, and she wants to help other people achieve their goals and their dreams. So Michelle, I'm going to let you take over the call, and everybody have a great night, and I can't wait to hear our guest speaker.
Woohoo! Thank you so much, Angie. You're always so inspirational, and I always get a little emotional listening to you, because you always speak from the heart, and I think that's just the best way to be. It's all we can ever do. And you guys, I'm going to be transparent with you tonight. You have some of you have probably heard me for over a year now talking on these team calls, and you're probably going, hey, how does she just go diamond? I've heard her talk about being star diamond and all this other stuff. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've been a coach before, and I loved being a coach before, and I happened to have a very successful organization. I had 3 diamonds underneath me, but I'm gonna share with you some of the reality of what happened to me is that I got caught up in that shiny object syndrome, something that I think we all really have to fight against in this industry, because every single day you're going to get hit with a new opportunity, a better comp plan, or better business, a better product. And that's the way all this marketing thing works. And I got caught up in that. And so I left Beachbody. I took a hiatus, and knowing Blake and Angie the way I did, Angie's one of my dearest friends, and I realized pretty quickly my mistake. And but in doing so, I had to sit out and do the real thing of waiting to be able to sign back up. And you guys, I as someone who has done a little company hopping, I can only tell you that Beachbody, from the bottom of my heart, is the best opportunity out there. It is. There's just nothing that I've ever felt so passionate about. There's nothing that has a compensation plan, the ability to help other people, the product recognition, the quality of the products, and I mean Shakeology. I can't live without it. So when I was able to finally sign back up in August, even though I had been working for Blake and Angie and helping them and being their business manager, I was just fired up. I was ready. I was so disappointed in myself and disappointed that I had let go of an opportunity that was so good, for just whatever the attention span of whatever had come my way. And so I want to caution you about that, it's always any business you're in. I don't care if you have a job. I don't care if ran a coffee shop. I don't, it doesn't matter what you do. There are always going to be ups and downs. So in network marketing and Team Beachbody, you have to be prepared. There are going to be challenges. And the most important thing you can do is talk with your upline, or if your upline's not available, talk to their upline. Go as far up as you have to. I know Blake and Angie, they were the ones that were there for me. That's how far I had to go to be able to talk to someone and say, "Look, I'm confused here. I don't know what to do." And Blake is a man after my own heart, where he understood what I was trying to do. He understood that I'm an internet marketer, that I love the way I market. I love the way I handle things, but I also love people. And so he took me under his wing, and I will forever be grateful, because this team, you guys, is the best team in Team Beachbody. I don't care, bar none. This is the best team. We are so fortunate to have Blake and Angie. I get emotional thinking about it. And so I just want to share with you, yes, I went diamond in 4 weeks, but the reality is you can go for diamond in 4 weeks. I just made that my goal. I was like, I'm going. I was so ready. And I think that's the key, is you have to realize that you're ready. You have to decide. As Eric pointed out last week, and one of the things that really just hit me, because the majority of my diamond came in the past week. One of the things that Eric said is, you have to be a professional. You have to decide that this is what you want to do. And it's really that simple. And, we all say, well, oh, I don't know what to do. It's really as simple as deciding, this is my work. This is my passion, and this is what I'm going to do. And you just go out and find the people that are equally interested. And so for me, I am so excited to be part of this team. I am so excited to go out there and change lives. There are people that are hurting. There are people that are suffering. There are people whose lives are literally at stake because they're overweight. They have high cholesterol. They have diabetes. Maybe they have cancer. You don't know. They're just sitting there waiting for you. And to me, there is no greater gift than working this business. There is no greater gift than going out there and changing even one person's life. And so, that's why I'm just so fired up and ready to get back into this business. And I'm so excited to be part of this team and to help you and help anyone that needs it. And tonight, I also have the very big pleasure of introducing my cousin. She is a nutritionist, a personal trainer, and she has been kind of like the person on our team that answers all those kind of Shakeology questions, the nutrition questions. And going back to 2010, she was my very first coach that I sponsored. And I love her dearly because she was the first person I thought of because I knew she was a nutritionist. And I immediately made that phone call of, you know what? I think this might be a good fit for you. And she signed up and she has been by my side ever since. And I'm so excited to introduce her to you. And I hope that during the next few minutes as she speaks, that if you have questions, you're going to enter them in the question area in our webinar. But let me just tell you a little bit about her. She's my little cousin, so she's younger than I am. But she's offers a variety of programs. She'll do classes for individuals, groups. She's spoken in front of corporations, various organizations. And the thing I love about her is healthy lifestyle is like the number one thing in her life. She is really so passionate about helping people to learn to eat properly, to learn how to exercise, to learn how to have proper sleep, how to handle stress and emotions, and everything from like skincare to what to do in your relationships. She is just like one of those overall life coaches that I am so in admiration of her. She talks about the choices we're faced with every day. And in reality, that is the crux of our success, is the choices that we make every single day. Every single person it's different. Our journeys are all different, but she has this knack for like listening and to understand what it is that you're facing or what her clients are facing, to be able to handle them and to be able to move on and pass them to a new life, to have the best health possible. So it is with that enormous amount of respect and admiration. I'm very lucky. I'm so happy she's my family member, but even if she wasn't, I'm so happy she's on our team. And without further ado, it is my pleasure and honor to introduce Lisa Drew. Lisa, can you take it away?
Hi, everyone. Thank you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Great. Awesome. I'm so excited. Thank you, Michelle. As usual, you put tears in my eyes. You've been through a lot with me, and I really appreciate everything that you do. It's amazing. And Angie and Blake, I can't wait to actually meet you guys in person because I have so much admiration and respect for you both. So I'm really excited. I just want to jump right in because I know we're short on time. I'm just going to touch on Shakeology a little bit. I know team members had a question regarding Whey Isolate, and I had answered it in that in the question that she had. But here's the thing. I'm going to bounce around a little bit, and there's a method to my madness. So stay with me, and if you have questions, I'm here for you. Yes, there are people that cannot have whey. Whey is part of dairy. We all know that. Here's the thing. Whey Isolate is broken down. It's taken the lactose out. It's taken all the harmful effects out. So you just have that minute amount. You just have the protein in there. You have that. You have the good stuff. Okay, just to put it to bare none. People that have, we're going to have pictures too, so just bear with me here. What I want to talk to you about at Shakeology is there is no crap in it. And I've said this many times, and I'll keep saying it. Our product, and I am coming from the gym industry. I know all of the protein drinks. I've been in the industry for 20 years. I sold, American Whey shakes. I think they're the most disgusting thing, but it's pure whey protein. I sold it all when I worked at the gym, from muscle milk to, that's what we sold. It's all crap. There's saturated fat, there's this, there's that. Then, of course, there's the other companies out there that are rivals, I guess. They have crap in them. There is nothing good about artificial sweeteners, not one thing. And if you have type 2 diabetes, if you have type 1 diabetes, it's going to keep you in a diabetic state. The unfortunate thing is doctors, endocrinologists are the specialists that help those with diabetes, type 1, type 2, and other issues. they still prescribe and they tell their diabetic patients to say, yes, have Splenda, yes, have Sweet and Low, yes, have Equal. No, I'm here to tell you, no, don't have it anywhere near you. Truvia. Some of you might have had, some of your clients or some of your customers say, hey, what do you think about Truvia? Truvia is just another chemical. There's some stevia in there. Stevia is an herb. Stevia is a good sweetener. And I'll go over what the good sweeteners are in a minute. Truvia, if you just Google Truvia and say side effects, there's a laundry list from migraines to severe stomach pain to vomiting to you name it. It's just disgusting. So it's just going to cause more problems. Your body does not know how to digest chemicals. It doesn't. You're better off having, and I tell this to my diabetic patients, clients rather, you're better off having regular table sugar that comes from sugarcane, regular white table sugar, than you are having Splenda, Splenda, Sweet and Low, Equal, any of that. Plus, all of those things, they do cause cancer. We are about fighting that. So, you just want to make sure that they're very clear on that. Please, if you have any questions regarding artificial sweeteners, just reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to talk to you more about it. I think it was Blake that had put a post up about artificial sweeteners. It's pretty much spot on. So that being said, let's talk about diabetes a little bit. There's type 1 that's not curable. They're working on it, hopefully soon. Type 2 diabetics, they can be cured. And how can they be cured? Two things, gluten-free and dairy-free. That's the start. And why I say that is gluten is, especially here in the United States, gluten is the protein that is found in wheat, barley, and rye. Okay, and that's what makes bread and pizza dough nice and gooey and has that nice chew. The gluten content here in the United States is at 60 to 70%. If you go to Europe, so you went to France and you had a nice loaf of bread, somebody who has a gluten issue, like myself, I have a gluten issue, would not have a severe effect because their gluten content is very low. It's at about 20%, maybe 25% depending. Okay, it's just the way that we process our foods here. So our wheat crops are contaminated like this. There's a whole environmental thing. So what I tell my diabetic patients right away is that, especially type 2, type 1 especially as well, but for my type 2, I think, listen, I ask them if they have any allergies. So this is where talking to your customer is going to really come in very important. Ask them these following questions. Do you have seasonal allergies? Do you feel bloated, headachy, depressed, sick after eating pasta or bread? And if they say no, that's okay. Have you really paid attention to it? They'll go, no, really I haven't. Okay. So you want them to pay attention to it and just write it down. The next thing you want to say to them is ask them about dairy. There's dairy. Now cows, regular farm-raised cows, which don't get me started on farm factory cows, but that's pretty much what people go to because the milk is $1 and it's cheap and whatever. If someone is insistent on drinking dairy, they want to drink whole milk. Once you start going down to 2%, 1% fat-free, they're stripping out the nutrients, they're stripping out the fat, they're stripping out all the good stuff that's in the dairy, which really there's no good stuff in dairy. But anyway, according to the dairy people there are. If you're a dairy farmer, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. We're the only animals on this planet that drinks another animal's milk. The calf is meant to drink a cow's milk, not people. So I digress. But anyway, so back to dairy. So the more it's stripped out, the more sugar is added. Now, and I don't know how many of you are fans of my Leaks Through Wellness page, but I've posted this several times that now the government, the FDA, has approved that aspartame can be added into the milk supply, and they don't have to label it. That's very dangerous because there are people, and someone on this call might have an aspartame allergy. They can die. They can have, that's the worst case scenario, but migraines can happen. All sorts of stomach issues can happen. You name it. So that's an issue. You want to let your customer know that and just have an open dialogue. So that's dairy. Now, what does a cow eat? all sorts of grains. Who the heck knows what cows eat, but chances are they're eating wheat. In the wheat, there's gluten. So anybody that has a gluten allergy, a gluten sensitivity, celiac disease, they're really going to have a problem drinking dairy, and they really shouldn't drink dairy because it's an inflammatory food. As you can see, Michelle kindly put up the anti-inflammatory foods. All right, inflammatory foods would be your artificial sweeteners, your sodas, your sweets, your cakes, your chips, your things with saturated fat. Those are inflammatory foods. Gluten is an inflammatory food. Dairy is an inflammatory food. So people that, you know, you might feel bloated, you might feel nauseous, like I said before, fibromyalgia, arthritis, gastrointestinal issues. That's all caused by inflammation. Okay, let me go back to fibromyalgia for a minute. Fibromyalgia is basically your whole body is inflamed. Somebody on this call might have it. All right, and you might feel so painful. Let me tell you, going gluten and dairy free, just trying it for 30 days, you'll probably notice a difference because I can pretty much tell you with all of my clients, I have them do this. And they go gluten and dairy free. Within the first couple days, they typically feel a difference. They have more energy. They're not bloated. They aren't as headachy or as, you know, foggy. And as the month, and, you know, as the weeks go on and we get closer to the 30th day, especially my diabetic patients, their insulin levels go down. They don't have to take as much insulin. That's huge. So the anti-inflammatory foods, I don't know if you can copy paste off of this, but I will make sure to put it into the team page so everybody has it. If you notice, it's all whole foods. It's going back to basics. That's really what you're teaching people to go back to basics. How I work with my clients, and this is going to work with all of you, is say, listen, I like my dessert. I eat dessert every night. Right now, my craving is Nutella with organic banana and strawberries. That's my treat, but sometimes, hey, if there's chocolate cake, I'm going to eat chocolate cake. And I make sure that they know that. I'm human. Sometimes I want a glass of wine. I'm a vodka girl. I'll have a cocktail or two on the weekend, and I don't feel guilty about it. It's about taking the guilt away. So as long as you're eating clean 85 to 90% of the time, you can have those fun foods and not feel guilty about it. The thing is, you can tell people what to eat all day long, but if they don't have their emotions under control either, that's an issue, and that's where I had posted, you know, journal writing is very important. So you want to make sure that they're writing a journal. Keep that dialogue. Say, listen, if you need someone to talk to, I'm here for you. I'm here for my clients all the time. But going back to anti-inflammatory foods, if you have arthritis, if you have fibromyalgia, any of those inflammatory illnesses, have them get, write this down, organic tart cherry juice. I'll say it again, organic tart cherry juice. 4 to 6 ounce glass in the morning. After they drink 2 glasses of water in the morning, they can go about their morning and then have 4 to 6 ounces in the morning. It's very tart. They can put in their Shakeology. That's fine too. Why I say that is because that is a very powerful anti-inflammatory. It's going to ease the pain. It's going to help people stay away from things like Aleve and Advil and that kind of a thing. And that's what you want. You want to get everybody off medication as quickly as possible. You know, but of course you want to say, listen, you want to talk to your doctor. Doctors really don't have much of an education in nutrition, especially the older doctors. They only have 1 or 2 classes in nutrition. They really don't. That's why they say, here's a prescription, go see a nutritionist. Okay? And even a nutritionist, I'm a certified nutritionist, so I am more on the holistic end of things, and that's how I run my practice. The nutritionists that have the 4-year degree, they have, and dietitians, they're 2 different things but very similar. They have a very book-oriented education. And I've had people come from the hospitals nearby and come see me. I'm not losing weight. I'm not feeling well on what they're giving me and all this plan that they told me to do. And I look it over, and there's whole wheat bread, there's artificial sweetener, there's all these things that they shouldn't be eating because they didn't take the time to really learn about that person. and Michelle had touched on this before, is that each individual body is different. What's going to work for me is not necessarily what's going to work for you. So I would suggest, take this anti-inflammatory food, print it out, or at least put it on your computer, save it so that you can share it in your newsletters or however you reach out to your teammates and to your clients so that they have it. Again, you see it's all whole foods, back to basics. Orange foods, especially sweet potatoes, carrots, oranges, so things of that nature. All of your orange foods that have beta-carotene in them, excellent sources of an anti-inflammatory because of the beta-carotene in it, because of the vitamins in it, vitamin A and C and E. So that's an excellent source. Spinach and kale, of course, your dark leafy greens. Now, let me touch on spinach for a second. It's a fantastic food. But if one of your clients has a thyroid issue, or if they have thyroid cancer, which I've had several clients have, they can't have spinach because of the iodine level in it. So this is getting, it gets pretty deep. So you don't have to go so deep as a Beachbody coach unless you have the education in the background, as someone like myself, or, please reach out to me. Tag me. Angie, keep doing that. I'm more than happy to answer those questions because it's very important that you're telling them the right thing and helping them, because you want to show them that you care, that you really do care about your health. The money will come. That's going to come. You want to show that you truly care about their health and what their needs are. Michelle, if you could go to the next picture real quick. I just want to touch on the alkaline foods. Okay. You see alkaline minerals here, and what does that mean? I don't know if any of you have heard that. What the hell is alkaline? What's pH balance? Okay, we all have pH levels in our bodies. It's going back to basic chemistry class. Anywhere from 1 to 10 or 11 would be the scale. 7 is neutral. That's where you want to be. So what's going to tip the scale? So 7 and above, your body is now in an alkaline state. That's the good state. Anything under 7, you're in an acidic state. Okay? So how do you get yourself into an acidic state? Soda, sweets, cookies, pie, we're getting into fall, so, all those party foods, burgers, and, just stuff that you normally wouldn't have. And especially over the holiday season, very easy to get yourself into an acidic state. So what can you do? And thanks to Raw for Beauty for, they did this great chart. And another one that you should print out and share with your clients. The alkaline minerals will get you back to neutral. That's where your body wants to be. It's also going to help with the inflammation. Again, inflammation is the key here. I can't bring this home enough. You want your clients to not feel inflamed, bloated, headachy, tired, fatigued. That's why there's Shakeology. But in addition to the food that they're probably eating, which may or may not be the best, these food groups here is where they want to be. All right, and a lot of these, if not all, are on the alkaline list as well. On the anti-inflammatory list as well. Turmeric, you see that on there, is a super spice. Cinnamon is a super spice. Okay, it helps with your blood flow. It helps with your brain function. It helps clean out your liver. So it's a detoxifier. Avocado is great fat. So if you have someone that loves mayonnaise, have them try avocado instead of mayonnaise. Of course, barring if they have an allergy, then no, they shouldn't eat these. Pumpkin seeds, fantastic food. It helps aid in depression. So you see there, this columns calcium, magnesium, iron, potassium, manganese. So all these foods in combination, 1 or 2, eating all these, every day, whatever the case may be, they should be a part of everyone's everyday life. You have cacao on there, chocolate. I'm chocoholic, 60% or higher, okay? And you want good quality chocolate. For those that have a dairy issue, we have vegan Shakeology, okay? Get them on that because even with the whey isolate, it could still be an issue. Now, the formula for Shakeology is gluten-free. It is a gluten-free formula. but it is made in a factory that processes wheat, soy, dairy, and other things. So you just want to make sure that if you have a client or a customer or a teammate that has celiac disease, you want to let them know that it's made in that kind of facility. They should be okay. However, let them make that judgment. Again, you're looking at their health before the bottom dollar of Shakeology. It might not be for them, and that's okay. There will always be somebody else that will be able to use Shakeology. All right? So going back to basics, whole foods, that's what's going to heal you from the inside out, and that's what you want to stress to everybody. We're going to heal you from the inside out. Make that your mantra, along with the money will come. Don't even worry about that. Again, you're focusing on your client's health and your customer's health, and I'm here for you. So any questions that you have that you didn't think of tonight and you're like, oh my God, she rambled on about all this stuff, and that's okay. Just ask them after here. Just tag me so that I know that to look for it and that I get it. Does anyone have any questions, or are there any questions in the show that you know of right now?
Hey, yeah, I actually have a question.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
did you ever see Food Matters, that movie, the movie Food Matters?
Love it.
So in that movie, they talk about cashews and how the niacin from it actually helps people like with alcoholism and things like that. I mean, are there any other natural whole foods like that you generally recommend to your clients, or?
I do. And the niacin that are in cashews, the reason why it helps with people that are coming off of a drug problem or an alcohol problem, it's a antidepressant. And so it helps people with depression. So that's why I tell people to have cashews. Are they the top nut? No. Actually, almonds, walnuts, and macadamia nuts, pistachios, they are high-ranking nuts, but cashews do serve a fantastic purpose. Peanuts are on the lower end of the scale as far as the nut and legume family go. Pumpkin seeds are great for somebody with depression because there's niacin in pumpkin seeds, there's magnesium, iron. I mean, it really is truly a superfood. Sunflower seeds are great. Again, anybody that has depression, anybody that is foggy or fatigued or chronic fatigue syndrome, okay, many of you may have heard of that. Again, gluten-free, dairy-free will help. If you have autistic clients that are on the autism scale or Asperger's, I can guarantee you right now, because I'm working with clients right now that have children on the autism scale, gluten and dairy-free. I know I'm pushing it, but it's very important. Even if they just try it for 30 days. I have this 15-year-old, she has Asperger's, just to give you an idea. And she, bitched and moaned to her parents, like the whole family's doing it together because the dad has type 2 diabetes. And over the last, I've been with them for 4 weeks now, she has more focus off of her medication. Listen to that, okay? She has more focus now off of her medication. That's huge, okay? So for that also aids in depression. If you just Google gluten and gluten allergy and the symptoms of it, depression's like number 3. So it's really a shame, and that's where I need all of you kind of to help me with this as Beachbody coaches, is that, get the word out that we're not going to tolerate Monsanto and GMO, which is genetically modified seeds, and, we deserve better than that. And a lot of the chemicals and a lot of the, I keep saying preservatives, but that's the wrong word, but even preservatives, red dyes, yellow dyes, all that, it really causes an issue and a real problem with the body, because the body does not know how to deal with it, does not know how to process it, and that's why autism is on the rise. 10 years ago, it was very rare that, it was like 1 in 500. Now it's like 1 in 3 kids have something on the autism scale. celiac disease wasn't heard of until like 5 years ago, and now there's an influx and it's on the rise, and that's because of the pesticides and the chemicals and, you know, how our food's processed. So it's a whole other element, it's a whole other call. But Michelle, that's a good point. Yes, cashews do help. Almonds, walnuts. Walnuts are a perfect brain food. So if you have kids in college or, you know, studying late that are in high school preparing for their college exams and all that, walnuts are a fantastic superfood because there are omega-3s and 6s that are in there. So as long as they're not allergic and their roommate's not allergic, or they're living at home with you, make sure there's walnuts in the house and have them eat them, because it's a real brain food, and for everybody. I mean, not just for college students and high school kids.
Awesome. I do have a question.
I can go on forever about
I know.
nutrition.
Well, I want to keep talking. I want to just see if we can cover some of these questions. Can you speak about, you know, there's so much popularity in various types of diets. So you have the raw vegans, you've got the paleo. Can you kind of give us some insight insofar as a nutritionist? Is there one recommended diet, or do you just kind of base it on the person's specific needs and you know, what they do? How do you decide what kind of diet to go on?
Here's the thing. I don't put anyone on a diet. Get that word out of everybody right now. Just get that word out of your head. There is no such thing as a diet. The word dies in it. It's awful. Paleo is a glorified Atkins. The raw food diet actually, and vegan and vegetarian would be your top recommendations, but not for everybody, because some people need the protein from meat. And that's, you know, and there's a blood type diet. Okay, don't just throw it out. All right, that's ridiculous. And again, it's going back to whole foods. Should people have more of a plant-based diet? Absolutely. The less meat, the better. Okay, I can guarantee you that everyone on this call is probably eating more protein than they need to. Women only require 46 grams, men 56 to 59 grams of protein per day. 6 ounces of chicken is already your 46 grams. So imagine if you're having a 3-ounce piece of chicken at lunch and a 3-ounce piece of chicken at dinner, and you're having scrambled egg whites or scrambled eggs for breakfast, and then you're having your Shakeology, so you already went above and beyond. So is there a maximum for protein? No. However, if you have too much protein, it can cause kidney stones. Okay, so I just want to throw that out there. And it can also cause osteoporosis, believe it or not, and make your bones brittle. So it'll have the opposite effect. So Michelle, to answer your question, every single body is different. Should people be more on a plant-based diet? Yes, because it's healthier for the heart. It will bring down the cholesterol levels. You can get plenty of protein in spinach, in broccoli, in kale, in nuts, seeds, beans. So you can do a lot with that, and that's why the Ultimate Reset is great, because it does, you know, it cleanses out your body of all those toxins. So do you have to be a vegan forever? No, it's not for everybody. Some people crave meat. Me, I'm anemic. So for me, I'll have black beans, because black beans have 15 grams of protein and similar characteristics to red meat. But for me, I turn to red meat because the beans just don't cut it for me. That's my particular body. And that's what you have to tell your clients, is that you have to learn to listen to your body, and they will. Right. And water is a main component. They have to drink water.
Perfect. Okay, so we're kind of coming up on our time, and so the last thing I wanted to ask you is, do you have any recommended reading, movies, anything that people can follow up and learn more about nutrition? I think as a coach, for me, that's so important to be able to speak intelligently about what's in Shakeology and why it's important and things like that. So, do you have any last recommendations that you can share with everyone?
I do. For the best movies, and I have all my clients, if they're on Netflix, is, in this order, as a matter of fact, is Forks Over Knives, Food Matters, Food Inc., and Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead goes over juicing. It's a very emotional movie, but it's fantastic. Food Inc., if you have not seen it, you will never eat a Tyson or Purdue chicken ever again in your life, and you will look at the farming industry completely different. It will get you angry, and I want you angry, because then that means you are ready and will be part of the change that we need, because we're fighting big corporations here. Well, with that concern. So if you haven't seen Food Inc., I just want to warn you, it's very graphic. And my daughter saw it in 6th grade. I knew exactly what was in the movie. I didn't see it. She saw it in 6th grade. I literally waited until 8th grade. When she was in 8th grade, I finally broke down. I'm like, I have to see this movie. Within 10 minutes of the movie, I'm sobbing and I'm yelling at my computer screen. That's when I was watching it on Netflix. So just be prepared. Have tissues nearby. But again, in that order, Forks Over Knives, Food Matters, Food Inc., and Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. And those are my recommendations. And as far as books go, any book that is going to make you feel good, any book that is going to propel you further into your career, not just money books like Think and Grow Rich. I'm talking about things like Deepak Chopra and Dr. Wayne Dyer and any uplift Joel Osteen, or whoever is going to uplift you. Those kind of books is what you want to look at. Personality Plus is a great one, because then it gets you to talk about different people and different personality types. So that's a great book as well. So those are my recommendations, everybody. But please reach out to me. I'm here for you all. I really appreciate you having me on the call. I hope it made sense. Because again, I could talk about this forever. And I wish you all great health, wealth, and happiness, and just be kind to one another.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Lisa. Angie, do you want to take us out?
Yeah, Lisa, thank you so much. That, I just don't have a mindset for what you do, so I'm thankful that we have people like you in our life and on our team that can help us navigate these choppy waters, So thank you so much for sharing your information. I'm sure you're going to get hit up a lot for a little Q&A on the team page. So again, thank you for being on the call. It was great. No, I just want to thank everybody for your time, and we're ready to close it out. I hope everybody's really digging in and taking this time to build momentum and keep it going through the last quarter of the year. I'm going to sound like I'm going to be a nagging mom. It will change your life. Keep it going. Don't let up. Christmas will be here before you know it, and then you're going to wish that you had taken Eric's advice, and Blake's advice, and mine, and Michelle's, and everybody else who's probably said, keep working on your momentum, because it'll make 2014 just be amazing. So I'll post again the information for Eric's event in December, and Michelle is so awesome at getting these calls recorded and posted. She'll post the recording when she gets a chance. So with that, I want to thank everybody. I wish we knew more rank advancements. It's so fun just celebrating people's rank advancements. So I'm not sure what we're doing next week, because Blake and I will be heading to leadership. Next Thursday we'll be down in Southern California. So we will be talking to Michelle and some other leaders about maybe a call, or we'll take a week off and pick up again the following week. But we'll let you guys know. But we'd love to start doing more shout-outs for rank advancements. So we'll get our heads together and figure out a way to get that information to us so we can start just really celebrating your success. So with that, Michelle, I guess let's just close it down. Thank everybody again for your time, and make it a great rest of your week.
Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great week.